Mac's new boss takes over the Rakudushi case. Andrew plans to prove his loyalty to the highest. Ruth, River, and Jones' escape attempt could have deadly consequences. What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Tika Deshawn. Thank you guys so much for tapping into all things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. Let's just go right ahead and dive on into it. We are introduced to a brand new FBI agent by the name of Desiree Walton. She has taken over Mac's position because Mac has not been doing his job. But first, she gives the team of FBI agents a history lesson on the two different cults that our guy the highest is basically modeling himself after. That is the Heaven's Gate cult, as well as People's Temple, which were headed by Jim Joans, Bunny Nettles, and Marshall Applewhite. You guys, if you guys want to look a little bit more in depth on the history lesson in regards to these cults, you can definitely go and check out Ruthless TV reviews. She does an amazing job with telling us, breaking it down, and telling us about the different cults. So anyway, when we see the trailer, we're introduced to Desiree Walton, FBI agent Desiree Walton. We're introduced to her thinking that she's ready to go in full on blazing. Well, basically what she says to them is, I know you guys, just like I do, want to go in blazing or blasting, but we can't do that because of the consequences, because there are children there, because this man is dangerous, that he could easily take the lives of these innocent people. So Mac is basically trying to stand up and say, because Desiree lets him know, look, Mac, I'm taking point on this, you're dismissed. And so Mac basically is like, so, he's trying to stay in good. And I'm about to tell y'all why he's trying to stay in good, so that he can be a part of this investigation. Desiree also lets them know we got two officers in there. We have not heard from either of them. Now, how she knows this, I don't know. But she is aware that there are two agents in there. Brian as well as Andrew, but there's no mention of Malcolm, which means Malcolm is not even supposed to be in there, you guys. So anyway, Desiree Walter lets Mac know, sit down before I make change, sit your 50 cent behind down before I make change, I'm in charge. So then we see Mac gets on the phone, and look, you guys, look who Mac is calling. He calls Sheriff Conley. He says, you need to go and let your people know. Aren't you in with the Rakudushi? You need to let them know that there's a new boss. I have nothing to do with this investigation anymore. I have nothing to do with it. I can't help you guys, and I'm not going down with you. So Mac was literally in with the Rakudushi code. This answered our question, you guys. Mac was dirty all alone. But Mac, why would you send all these people in there? So anyway, you guys, I digress. We see Sheriff Conley, and he is talking to Kate Styles. Kate Styles lets him know, hey, I've been trying to reach out to Polk, and I have yet to hear from Polk. Do you know what's going on? So Sheriff Conley makes an excuse. Well, Polk is on drugs, and I've just been covering it up for him because I was just trying to help him. So she says, well, we got who's going to cover, the office. He says, just forward all the calls to me. I will handle it. And so she complies and does what he tells her to do. So then, you guys, another major bag alert, you guys, we see that your girl pregnancy test has come back positive. I'm going to tell y'all in a minute how that pregnancy test came back positive. But with that being said, Ruth made Elder Mother Marva call her a mother. She made her tap out and say, Uncle, you guys. Now, Elder Mother Marva has to refer to Ruth as Elder Mother. So then you guys, we see Malcolm and Andrew in the trailer, and they're discussing Brian being dead, as well as everything. Malcolm says to Andrew, look, we need to come up with an escape plan. We need to figure out, we need to work together. For once, I'm agreeing with Malcolm. Yeah, y'all need to work together. But Andrew says, I can't trust you. You have tried to sell us out so many times. I cannot trust you. And Andrew is telling Malcolm, look, you think they're going to let us out of here alive? Do you think either of us are going to be able to go back to our normal lives working for for the FBI? Yeah, because and Malcolm was like, yeah, because you killed Brian and this is so much over your head. They're not, but Aunt Malcolm is still persistent. Let's just work together. But Andrew is not hearing it. Andrew's not with the shenanigans. So in walks Daikon, and this is one time I can say that Malcolm barely said anything before Daikon actually hit him. You guys, I had to ask Anthony Bless as well as Lenny Thomas how this all played out. Did he actually hit Lenny Thomas, or did Lenny Thomas actually hit Anthony Bless? And Daikon says, or Lenny says, yes, he told me to hit him for real. And all Malcolm and all Anthony Bless could say was workman's compensation. Listen, yesterday's price is not the same as today's price. Anthony Bless, if I were you, I would be trying to get me a raise. But anyway, you guys, I digress. They usher Malcolm off to another punishment trailer. He is told, another soldier is told by Daikon to take him to the electric trailer, the charge chair. He's about to send old boy on buzz alert, you guys. So then we see a moment with Andrew and Daikon, and Andrew is telling Daikon, hey, I can cover all of this up. I am truly on the side of the highest. So he's trying to convince Daikon to talk to the highest to convince him that he's really all in with this. He says that what you can do is make it look like a murder-suicide, make it look as if that Brian knew that he was having sex, that Lynn was having sex with Malcolm, and Brian killed Lynn, and the house burned down, so it wouldn't be any DNA or any real evidence that they can prove from the CSI. So Andrew has a plan, but will it work is to be determined, you guys. So then we see pull up at the gate. Oh, dirty Sheriff Conley. He lets Daikon know, hey, there's a new FBI team that's in charge of this whole situation. There's not going to be much I could do for you, and I want my money. I said this. He was coming for his money. Now, granted, he's going to get a little chick to go along with him, because he tell him, send me a chick. Matter of fact, send me the one with no teeth, because he want his blank massaged. That's all I'll say, you guys. So he said, Daikon says, okay, and we get you your money on the regular. So now Daikon is on alert that the FBI are going to be trying to deal with the Rakudushi. There's a new sheriff, literally a new FBI sheriff in town. So anyway, you guys, we see our girl Ruth. This chick is so slick. We see her out in the woods, and she is pulling out this bag that has urine in it. Come to find out, the way that she got that positive pregnancy test was she took the urine of Sister Jennifer. She said that she placed a container or a pot in the urinal where they go to use the bathroom. Sister Jennifer, which I'm alleging or understanding that I guess everybody knows that she's already pregnant. So Ruth is around here stealing pee, but she gets the urine. That is what she uses to take the pregnancy test, which came back positive. River catches her out in the woods doing so, and she explains to River what is going on. Now River also talks to Ruth and lets her know, hey, I took the life of the highest, and we got to get the heck up out of here. We got to get this money. I got some of the money already. We just can leave with what we have and get the heck up out of Dodge. And Ruth is like, what are you talking about? That's not a good plan. We can't do that. We need to go see what's going on with the highest. So then we see Aaron, Laura, and Joan. They're in the trailer, finance trailer, having a conversation. Aaron is like ready to go. Aaron's like, bump that. If y'all not holding us here, then just let us go. We won't cause any trouble. Just let us get the heck out of Dodge. Y'all, they got men tied up in the FBI container and just everything that's all things frightening about the Rakudushi compound. Aaron is not with it. Joan tries to convince him, oh, well, we have men that are not, we have bad people here that we have to, lock away sometimes because some of them have drug habits and we're trying to clean them, get them clean. The highest has healed them. So she tries to make it all so convincing, but Aaron is not buying it. Aaron's like, I'm just ready to go. You can say what you want, but I'm ready to go. So Joan goes outside of the finance trailer and finds a soldier and tells him to make up this story as to why people are sometimes locked away in the punishment trailer or in the cooler or in the containers. And and this soldier, he complies and says, okay, I'll go and do that. So then we see Ruth and Joan and River discussing the problem that they have at hand, and that is the life of the highest. The highest may possibly be dead. Now, for someone who is trying to escape, Joan really had a crazy reaction to the fact that the highest could possibly be dead. River is like, look, I'm tired of this man abusing me, beating me, treating me the way that he does. I told you guys I was tired of it, and you guys are not listening to me. Ruth convinces Joan, you go sit and watch him. Make sure that River does not walk away because he has tried to steal the money and he has it on himself. But you just watch him. Make sure he's not doing anything crazy. Let me go and deal with the highest. And she does just that. She goes and tries to get into the trailer with the highest, but Manny doesn't let Ruth in automatically. And she says to him, you want more of those pain pills, don't you? Well, if you want more of those pain pills, you will let me in. And he says, well, can you get me a tetanus shot? Because if you remember on the last season, on season 3, he was told by Aaron that because of the metal injury that he has sustained to his maker stick, he is going to need a tetanus shot. So Ruth says, yeah, I can also get you a tetanus shot. He's like, how can you do that? She says, because I got access to, I can go, I know where the highest keeps all of his medicine. I can go and get that for you. So sucker free Manny, sucker Manny, he allows Ruth to go into the trailer of the highest based on the bargain that they have just made. So Ruth walks in and she sees the highest, and y'all look at him. He looks so peaceful, but he is literally laid up and definitely barely breathing. He barely has a pulse, and Ruth is trying to do everything to bring him back. She puts liquid water on his face, slaps him a little bit, trying to wake him up. But he is not budging at this moment. So then we see that soldier go and talk to Aaron and let them know, hey, this is what is going on. This is why I was one of those people that had to be locked away because I was out of my mind. I was on drugs, trying to come down off of the drugs. And that was the purpose of the container. And why don't you just let me go and get you guys something to eat? So they say they comply. Of course, Aaron is still not with the shenanigans. Aaron's just like, y'all can say all you guys want. I am ready to get the heck out of Dodge. So then we see Joan and River right across from the highest trailer out in the pavilion. Joan has given River some moonshine so that he can calm down. And River's just like, look, we need to go because this man, I already know, I can feel it. This man is dead. We need to get up out of here. But up walks the soldier and lets Joan know, hey, I've done this. I've done what you told me to do. And I've suggested that they get some food. And she says, okay, that's a good idea. Go tell Elder Mother Marva to make them some food. So y'all, the craziness. I told you guys, our girl Lacey was still alive. Lacey is the mother freaking G of the episode, you guys. We thought Lacey was dead, but we found out that she was still breathing. I was wrong. I said that the body that they were carrying was Laura, but the body of the person that they are carrying is Lacey. And yes, Lacey is still found to be breathing. She made a makeshift body armor. You a G, Lacey. You are a G. She made it to where it seemed to be bulletproof, but it did penetrate a spot or two on her, so she still got shot, but she is still alive, you guys. So Lacey lives to fight another day. Ruth is still trying to wake the highest up out of this crazy coma that he is in, and Ruth tells River, did you put the money up? And we got to do whatever we got to do to wake the highest up. And that was it. That was the end of episode 1, you guys. It answered a lot of questions. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. How crazy was this episode to you guys? Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you can receive notification of all new content, you guys. All right, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tapping in, and you already know, stay ruthless.